Okay, everybody. One last question in our stats and probs. And after that, we're done. So now let's read the question. My father has to pay bills every month. Di ba remember, you know naman talaga, every month, we should always pay our bills. Because if we don't pay our bills, the more talaga we will have to suffer. Kasi nga, for the sake of all of you out there, it is really a crucial necessity that we must pay our bills every month. Because if we don't pay our monthly bills, we'll be forced to get a disconnection device. And if that happens, we can automatically be considered brown out. Kaya that's the reason why we need to pay our bills every month. Okay? So, ganito yung kwento. While my dad has been doing this every month, he has been doing this for 27 years now, and he has recorded every month the expenses of bills in Microsoft Excel. So within the 27 years, he's been recording the months for the whole 27 years. And within the entire 27 years, he's been doing this to check out what is our monthly expense bills in Excel. He found out that the sample mean computed is slightly different from 4,000 pesos, which was the average amount of money needed to pay our bills. Okay, so that is already our null hypothesis, is it? Yes. How can you say that it's our null hypothesis? Kasi sabi dito, which was the average 4,000 pesos, which was the average amount of money needed to pay our bills, which was the normal monthly average, that is our null hypothesis. He even asked me to help him with the computation with the other bills. So yan, ganito siya. So if you think my dad has been doing it only for 27 years, now I'm also going to help him din. Because I'm going to help him also. Because I also noticed something. So ganito siya. He asked me to help compute, and because baka malay mo, because my Pips is old na, and he can't have a good time computing. So I said, Pips, I'll help you na lang. So if I were to help my Pips, I'll say, hala! Our sample mean is higher. And I obtained a sample mean of 4,065 pesos together with a standard deviation of 600 pesos. Through that, I claim that our monthly bills have already increased. We both used the same confidence level, which was 96.5%, and we have concluded that the bills we pay every month is higher than 4,000 pesos. O yan. So that is what I'm telling. So kung sa tingin mo yung tatay ko, he claimed that it was not on the right average. Pero ako, I already said that, hala, tumataas na. Kasi yun naman talaga, for the sake of me, whenever I see something very expensive, I react right away. And you know naman talaga, my Pips is always on a budget. So I need to keep the budget. Because if I don't keep it in the budget, he's gonna get mad at me. So I do respect you, Pips. So, yeah. Okay? Because I noticed talaga the bill is getting higher. Yun nga. Hindi ako nag-overspend, oh. What? Yes. So, yan. And then I claim that our monthly bills have increased. And we have both used the same confidence level, which is 96.5%. And we have concluded that the bills we pay every month is higher than 4,000 pesos. Yan. So that's my assumption. Because I said that it's higher. While Pips said it slightly differs. So, for the sake of Pips, so ganito siya. Yung sa huling tanong, it's two testing criteria. Di ba, remember not like in our previous problem, si Malsi at saka si Sabrina, yun nga, Malsi used a two-tailed test, while Sabi used a one-tailed test. Ngayon naman, in this particular scenario, we're using a two-tailed test and a one-tailed test. Two-tailed test for Pips because he computed that the means were slightly different. But for me, it was higher. The bills is getting higher. So therefore, we're using one-tailed test. So, for using p-values for the study, do you think our claims are true? If one of us is false, specify the error. Ayan, ibig sabihin, we need to know if our claims is true. Lalo na sabi ni Pips na it differs, pero for me, tumataas na. So let's work it out one by one. Just like what I said, it's up to you whichever you want to work on first. Would you like to work on Pips' hypothesis testing muna? Or would you like to work on my hypothesis testing? For me, let's work on my hypothesis first. Because I'm using a one-tailed test. So ganito kasi yun. So this is my normal curve. And then we have this. So let's identify what our null hypothesis is. Our null hypothesis is the mean is equivalent to 4,000 pesos. That is the mean. Diba? So that's our mean, diba? 4,000 pesos. And then, what is my alternative hypothesis? Because sinabi ko, it is greater and it is higher, our bills are increasing, therefore it's greater. So we're using a right tail test. So it's greater than 4,000 pesos. Yan. And then our level of significance is 0.35%. 0.035 or 3.5%. Bakit? Kasi nga, diba, remember, sabi ko dito, we use a 96.5% confidence level. And 100 minus 96.5, diba, remember, I subtracted it, diba? So 100 minus 96.5, what did we get? Ganito siya, diba? And we get 3.5%. And 3.5%, shift the decimal place to the left, 2 places to the left, it's 0.03735. That is our sample mean. That is our percent in the two-tailed test. That is our test. 3.5% our rejection region. Pero since mine is a one-tailed test, therefore, ang ginawa ko, 50 minus 3.5, and that's 46.5%. Now, looking at our Z table, do you think there's a 46 point? So, looking at our Z table, do you think there is a 46.5%? Let's check it out. Remember tayong 46.5% dito sa Z table namin? Wala. Pero it's getting closer to 46.5, 49, and 46.56. So now we apply the linear interpolation method. So as we did this, I did something like this, di ba? We get the two values together, di ba? 0.4656 and 4 minus 4.4949. Subtracting that, we get 0.0007. Then 1.82 minus 1.81 is 0.01. And then here, this is 0.0001. Then x minus 1.81. Then I do cross multiplication. That's 0.007x. Then we have this one. We have 6 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2. So 6. 0.001267. And then for 0.01 times 0.0001, that's 6 decimal places. So yan. Then we apply the algebra. And then we get this answer. Then dividing both sides by 0.007, we shift the decimal place 4 places to the right. And therefore, it becomes 12.68. Diba? So 12.68 divided by 7, and we get 1.81111. So that is our critical safe value. Our critical safe value for my hypothesis test is positive 1.811. And why are we using the right tail test? Dahil nga, sabi ko sa'yo, this is a one-tail test and it is greater. So we're testing the right tail. So yan. So yung naka-light purple, that is the rejection area. Now, let's compute for the Z-score. To compute for the Z-score, very easy. First, let's identify the given. We have 4,065. That is our sample mean, our X. And then our mean, 4,000 pesos, our null average. And then standard deviation of 600 pesos. Then our N. Diba remember our sample N? Sabi dito, he has been doing this for 27 years now. And diba remember, monthly. So, remember, 27 years is not monthly. So, we need to convert our 27 years to months. Diba? So, 1 year's worth 12 months. So, 27 times 12, and that's, 27 times 12 is 324. So, when we do this, 27 times 12, of course, I simplify the square root. 27, square root of 27 times square root of 12. The square root of 27 can be simplified to square root of 3 times square root of 9. The square root of 12 can be simplified to square root of 4 times square root of 3. Then square root of 3, they're double, so therefore becomes square root of 9. So square root of 9, square root of 9, it becomes 3 times 3. Then square root of 4 is 2. So 3 times 3 times 2 is 18. So therefore, our answer is 18. So therefore, this is our answer. 600 divided by 18. So let's simplify. And then 600 divided by 18 is the same as 100 divided by 3. Because I divide both sides by 6. And we get 100 divided by 3. Then 65 divided by 100 divided by 3. Then we just apply reciprocal, 65 times 3 over 100, and that becomes 13 over 20, 13 and 20, and then that becomes 39 over 20, or 1 and 19 over 20. And 19 over 20, as convert to decimal, diba, 19 over 20, we do the proportion, 100, 19 times what gives you what? Diba, 20 times what gives you 100? 5. So 19 times what? 5 to make it equivalent fraction, and that's 95. So therefore, our z-score is positive 1.95. So therefore, my computed z-score is positive 1.95, which lies in the, it lies within the area of the rejection region. So therefore, my hypothesis is rejected. My PIF said that it's averagely 4,000 pesos, but mine is higher. So therefore, it is a one-tailed test, and it is rejected because it lies within the rejection region, where that is using a z-score. Now, when using p-value, diba remember the p-value is 3.5%. Pero if we look at our z-table, diba remember where do you think is 1.811? And that's 46.56. And then we have 46.56 minus 2. 1.95. Yan, 47.944. And then we subtracted from 0.5. 5 minus 50. .56%. And 2.56% is less than the critical region of 3.5%. So therefore, that is rejected because your computed z-value percent probability is less than the probability value of the critical region. To show you what I mean, let's look at our solution sheet. So remember, this is what I did here. So our mu is 4,000. Our mu is greater than 4,000. Then we use 0.035. And then our standard deviation is 600. And then square root of 27 times 12. The square root of 27 times 12 is 18. And then when we standardize our standard deviation, we get 3.332 in a bunch of 3's. Now when we compute for the z-score, ito yun. We standardize 4,065, 4,000, and this standard deviation, and we get 1.95, just like what we got here. Then we compute for z-value, we got 1.811, diba? Just what I did here in linear interpolation. So, diba remember, we did normal inverse of 0.035, pero we're using a one-tail test. This is for one tail. And then this is 0.9565. Yeah, kasi ang ginawa ko dito, it's 1 minus 0.35. And therefore, if we were to subtract, that's 965. Diba? Because we use 96.5% confidence level, which is on this area. Diba? And then we want to get the one here. So, yun. And then we want to get the probability there. Pero we want to see what's the z-score. What is the z-score there? And that's why we type normal standard inverse. And then we get positive 1.81191. And then we test if our computed z-score of 1.95 is less than negative 1.81, false or not, diba? Pero that one we don't care about the negative. We care about the positive more. So yan, so this is what we did, diba? So we care about the positive. And of course, 1.95 is greater than 1.81. So therefore, it is rejected. So rejected yan. Okay? Now, if we are to use p-values, it's still the same thing. Diba remember yung gumawa tayo ng p-value, this is what we did. We computed for the probability of the rejection area. Diba remember this is the rejection area. 1 minus the normal distribution of 4065, 4,316, and true. Diba remember it's right here. Diba remember yung naka-light purple, that is the critical value. The violet, the dark violet is the p-value. And when we do that, we get a probability of 2.588%. Diba? Same as what we got here. Or we can just do 1 minus the normal standard distribution of that z-score and then true. Diba remember, if we type the z-score, it will give us the probability, diba? 1.95, and then the probability should be 2.25, diba? So yan. And 1 minus that, di ba remember we typed there? Let's say for example, kung wala tayong ito, di ba? We minus this by 1. We should get this, di ba? 0.97. Pero ang ginawa ko dito, 1 minus, because remember, we want it subtracted. So this is our answer. Yan, di ba? 0.02. And then here, that is our p-value. If you look at my Z table, 1.95 is at the 47.44, di ba? And if we are to subtract that from 50, that becomes 0.02, 2.56%. Tama, it's the same. 2.55 is the same rounded to 2.56%. So tama. And now we want to test if it is greater than, less than 3.5%. And look, as you can see, it's 1 minus 96.5 and that's 0.035. So yan, di ba? And then we type here, if our probability value of the computed Z is less than the real computed Z, the probability of the critical area, if it's less, then if it's correct, we reject. And it turns out we have rejected our null hypothesis. So in my situation, the null hypothesis is rejected. Very good. So now we've already done letter A. That's my case. Now let's go to Pips' case. Kasi nga sabi ni Pips, it slightly differs. So what Pips wants to test is a two-tailed test. He wants to test if it has increased or decreased. But for me, I want to test if it has increased because I don't like the budget to be so high. Kaya nga that's why nga I want to test if it increased. But for Pips, he wants to test if it either increased or decreased. So now let's go to Pips' side. So on Pips' side, it's still the same thing. First, let's identify what our level of significance is. And it's 3.5% divided by 2. And 3.5% divided by 2 is this. Ganito siya. Yan, it's 0.0350. And then we get 0175. Move the decimal place 2 places to the right, and it's 1.75%. And therefore, when we locate it in our Z table, 50 minus 1.75, we need to find 48.25% or 0.4825. But looking at our Z table, where is that 4.825? Yeah, it's in between the two values of 2.1 and 2.11. So as you can see, ito yun, di ba? And in here we get 0.005, here we get 0.001, 0.01, here we get 0.0004, and then x minus 2.1. Then we apply the cross multiplication, di ba? 0.005x minus this one times 2.1, that becomes 105, and then 5 decimal place. Yan, 0.00105. Yan, and then 0.0000004. Then we add, and then we get 0.0005x is equivalent to 0.001054. Then with that, we shift the decimal place 4 places to the right, on the left side, and on the right side. So you have 10.54 divided by 5, and therefore, our critical value for Pips is at the negative 2.108. So therefore, the critical value for Pips lands on negative 2.108, while on the right side is positive 2.108. So tama. To show you what I mean, ito yun. Diba remember, this is on Pips' side. So of course, our null hypothesis is still the same. And then our alternative hypothesis is not equal to. Yan, diba? This is what Pips did. Our null hypothesis is 4,000 pesos still. Pero for Pips' case, our alternative hypothesis is not equal to. Bakit not equal to? Dahil two-tailed test siya, diba? And then we have 0.035 divided by 2. Standard deviation still the same. Then we take the square root of 27 times 12 because of the months. And then sample standard deviation. And then this is what we did here. Normal standard inverse of E302. And that is, where is that E302? Yan, diba? 0.0175. And that is negative 2.108. So tama, that's still the same as what I've computed. That is where the critical area happens. Even on the right side din. Diba? Now we compute for a Z-score. Of course, you do the same thing again. It's just what you did here. You get 65 divided by 600 divided by square root of 24, and 65 divided by 600 divided by 18. And therefore, we get 65 divided by 33.33. Diba? And therefore, you get, tama, you still get the same z-score of 1.95, which lies there. And where does it happen? It happened, and where does it lie? It lies outside the rejection region. So therefore, Pips' null hypothesis is not claimed. Mine is that one is only claimed. So if we type our decision rule, if our computed z-score of 1.95 is less than negative 2.10, fail to reject or accept. And it is accepted because 1.95 is not less than negative 2.10. So it's false. It's accepted. Here, ang ginawa ko dito, if our computed z-score of 1.95 is greater than 2.10, as you can see, this is less and this is greater. So less. So therefore, it is accepted. Yan. That's using z-scores. Now let's use p-values. P-values is still the same. Diba, remember, you have to compute that in probabilistic values. So remember, we type that in 1 minus normal distribution of this, and then we get a probability of, yes, it's still the same just like what I got here. It's 2.56%. Same thing as right here. Pero our critical value, probabilistic value in both tails is, what's that critical value? 1.75%. If that computed z-score probability is higher than 1.75%, which is from the critical area, therefore it is accepted. There's a proof. Diba? So yan. So as you can see, ang ginawa ko dito, 0.035 divided by 2, and that's 0.175. Then here, 1 minus this guy, and we get this answer. Then I sum both of them, we should get 1. Now to show you if this is true, we did here, if our probability of 2.56% is less than 1.75%, if it's correct, we reject. If it's false, we accept. So it's accepted. Whereas on the other side, if it's greater than, it's accepted din. So tama. Therefore, the null hypothesis is accepted by Pips but rejected by me. Pero the question is, do you think our claims are true? Therefore, if one of us is false, specify the error. Therefore, what is the conclusion? Therefore, Pips' assumption is false. He claims that it's still 4,000 pesos as average. Pero it's not. It's gone slightly higher. Kaya nga si Pips, di ba remember sabi dito, he believed that the mean is still true despite that it was rejected. So therefore, di ba remember, sabi sa book, the null hypothesis is rejected but failed to reject. That is a type 2 error. So yan. That's why I specified the error. Pips committed a type 2 error. Pero for me, ito yun. My claim is true. My claim of having our monthly bills being increased is correct. Thus, the big conclusion is that my Pips committed a type 2 error with his claim, while I claimed it correctly that our monthly bills have increased. So that is the conclusion. As you can see here. Sabi ko dito, Pips conducted a two-tailed test for the test, and since he realized that the sample mean he got was not the same as the real average. Yeah, that is the two-tailed test because he believes that it's not the same. Hindi sila kapareha sa same average. And it is also verified that my Pips committed a type 2 error even if our payment for bills have already increased. So Pips committed a type 2 error. That is correct. For me, I found out that our monthly bills have increased. Thus, when I conducted a one-tailed test for this particular problem, I am particularly precise that our monthly bills have increased. Therefore, my hypothetical claim about the inflation of bills is accepted. Yan. And when we say inflation, ibig sabihin tumataas yung mga presyo. So that's it. And we're done. Thank the Lord talaga. And now we're already done with our stats and probs. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. And praise the Lord talaga, we were able to finish everything until item number 50. So we've done so far errors underneath the normal curve and normal distribution word problems and sampling distribution and central limit theorem and up to the hypothesis testing. And now we've done everything! Hooray! But don't think we're done yet because we still have a part 2 of the event which will come up soon. So stay tuned for that. Bye!